Regal Movie Masters. Unlimited.
This is the Regal Movie Masters Unlimited podcast where we indiscriminately watch every goddamn movie that comes out at the local theater. We are leading with some good and bad news, folks. Originally, we had planned to give you this special Christmas Eve drop of Violent Night and The Mean One doubleheader. Unfortunately, the audio screwed up and we lost Violent Night. I'll give you the cliff notes here. We liked it. It was violent. Very, very truth in advertising kind of film. If you've seen the trailer, you know what you're in for in that movie. We all approved. We all enjoyed it. It was a good time. That's obvious. But we do have The Mean One. That's coming up. Also, on January 3rd, you get our year-end roundup. It's our in-house movie awards and kind of summary of all the movies that have come out, I guess, post-Avatar, the butt of the burrito, as I have been saying. I feel like there's more bright side than downside on this. You missed the Violent Night review, but you do get the Mean One, and we're giving it to you right now. Join us mid-recording where we discuss the Mean One. So yeah, I would describe this film as delightfully stupid. Mm-hmm. It was like jarring to see a movie this low budget and cheap and like kind of crappy in a theater with other people, and like probably more people watching The Mean One in the theater with us than we're watching like Black Adam or several other huge budget Hollywood movies.
But you actually had people at your showing?
Yeah. There was the guy who was dying of a coughing fit. Mm-hmm. There was the guy who is the barefoot guy the one who was just playing a game on his phone the entire time?
And a friend. Mm-hmm.
Oh, he wasn't solo?
No, he was with somebody.
Are you sure?
Either way.
Yeah, there was a couple in front of him.
Oh, the couple that talked at full volume.
Yeah, they were in the front.
Great group.
And then there was a couple of people way in the front.
My showing, it was just me and 3 other guys all by themselves. And 2 of them sat pretty close to the very front. I want to say maybe like 3 rows back. And then there was one guy that was just way off, like in a corner. I don't know if he was napping or what he was doing. But in my showing, I was the guy that downloaded Old School Solitaire and just started playing it because I needed some type of stimulation to justify sitting there the entire time. So I was like, this is really boring to me. I think it's terrible. I actually hate it. I don't understand this.
You don't like the CGI blood just like bursting off from the sides of the screen for no reason?
The PlayStation 1 blood? Yeah. I was also like, I reviewed the movie a quarter of the way through on Letterboxd, and I just started like reading the rest of Letterboxd, and I found this one that I wanted to share. It's by a poster by the name of Camelot, and it goes like this. It was several nights before Christmas, and I went to the Regal for a film not called The Grinch, because that wouldn't be legal. It seemed super cheesy. Thought I'd have a ball. But it seems the budget was at least 2 sizes too small. The edits, the acting, and the filming was sad. The action unseeable. The fake blood was so bad. It was a fun idea, but wasted by fate. I really wish I hadn't gone, but now it's too late. And one last thing before you leave my sight. For a better cheesy movie, just watch Violent Night.
Oh, but this is such different flavors, though. I feel like Violent Night is that's like the big dog on campus. This is the little engine that could. This is the underdog. This is a movie that shouldn't exist or only exist watching it on Tubi or something.
Well, here's the thing. You guys liked Terrifier 2, and sure enough, The Grinch was David Howard Thornton.
Oh, it's the same guy that did, that was the...
If you have no money to make a movie, David Howard Thornton is your main guy.
I didn't know it was that guy.
Yeah, well, okay, some of the physicalities...
As the Mean One?
I think so.
He is definitely doing Jim Carrey doing the Grinch.
It makes sense, right? Because he's like the facial actor guy.
Yeah, but I feel like his face is stuck. Like
it's like a
mask.
Party City mask.
Yeah. And like the thing he can probably move
it's
is
almost
his
like they
mouth.
didn't have any money to make a movie with.
And then they said, hey, just move like the Jim Carrey would.
When XYZ Films picked up the film for distribution on October 2nd, which happened to be the week that Terrifier 2 started to have its big run at Regal, the CEO cited Terrifier and David Howard Thornton as being like a big reason why he wanted to pick up this movie. So do you guys know where they got the name from?
The Mean One?
Yeah.
From the song.
Making sure. I did not know that because
What is this trivia?
You're a mean
no,
one.
check it out. Check it out. I have never seen anything Grinch related until this
Oh
movie.
my God.
You never seen like the cartoon?
Okay, well that explains
never read the
a
book?
lot.
Yeah.
Because it was really funny. And there's like Easter eggs. Grinch.
Yeah, Hortons was in
Easter
there,
eggs.
like from Hortons.
Yeah.
Who.
Dr. Zeus.
Yeah.
Dr. Zeus.
There's a bottle that he's drinking from. It says Geisels.
Yeah.
That's Dr. Seuss's real last name.
Yeah. And he makes a point of like, you see the bottle on the bar, and in one shot, he turns the bottle so you can
Right.
see the label,
Right.
like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's really obvious.
Yeah. And I really liked, okay, so there's a part where, I don't remember what, the Grinch is like in somebody's house, and he goes, his nails are like on the floor, he's making
Yeah.
these little tick, 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 tick. And that's like from the Grinch too, when he gets all
Yeah,
hunched up and
crawling
he
up.
crawls on his fingertips.
Yeah, they're not leaving any meat on the Grinch bones. They're using everything that you can vaguely remember about the
Yeah.
Grinch is
Singing.
included in this film.
You guys got member buried. That's what
Well,
happened.
yeah, it's funny because like they can't say the Grinch, so it's a funny thing that they know. They're well aware.
You probably did you
how
like that
silly it
the
is.
Finch gag then?
It was,
Ham-fisted.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was
Twice.
over the top. And of course, the star of the whole movie, the drawing.
Yeah.
of the
Every
Grinch.
time they cut to the drawing. And that's just how self-aware the film is. It's not enough to just show the crappy drawing. You have to show the reference to the leprechaun bit from like ancient internet.
That was so bad. That whole section. That was when like one guy just started groaning. He just goes, "Come on!"
Oh, our guys were laughing.
By our guys, it was me. I was laughing.
Right.
And then
See, I
the,
didn't get that.
then the
part,
couple in front of us just talked about stuff.
Just
Full
anything.
volume.
Yeah, regular. I don't know if it happened for you, but our theater was very low volume and really dark. But I think the dark part was the film.
So
Hard
the,
to see.
The volume in my showing was fine. We did notice like the actual quality of the movie itself visually. I felt like it was just like kind of falling apart. It was weird.
It's as if it hits a really low budget movie.
It's
or
almost as
something.
if they didn't have enough money to make a movie, but made a movie anyway.
No, they just went with it.
I liked it.
all the screen wipes and like, oh my god.
So
I mean,
bizarre.
I don't know. I don't think I would like to see a very competently made, well done, dark Grinch movie. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to see the
I
comedy.
thought that's what I was getting because I went in blind. I didn't read
Well,
about it.
well, what do you think we did? Like, spend
we just saw it was playing and we're
we
like, all
saw
right,
the
let's go.
same true. We indiscriminately watch every goddamn movie.
Oh.
This is a movie.
There's a part of me that thought that perhaps it was like a Colin and Dylan joint where it was just kind of like 3 months in advance, like, yo, you see what's coming in the movies?
No,
like with Lyle, you know what I mean? Just like,
Yeah.
yo, Lyle's going to be the sickest movie ever made.
Hold on. We do that with like. It's only fun to do that with movies that are, I don't know,
That have Shawn
straight-
Mendes as a singing crocodile.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like nothing about Lyle Crocodile is self-aware. That is a straight-faced film made with the intention of bringing joy to children and like whatever Cats or whatever meme movie we latch onto.
They were going
They
for it.
generally are like straight pitches.
Okay.
This is very aware of itself being a look at this absurd shit we're doing. you know?
All right. Do you think they were trying to be scary in earnest, or did they intentionally make all of the quote unquote scares shitty?
It wasn't like a trauma, maybe closer to Full Moon, because Full Moon movies,
I got that vibe.
as baffling as it is, are kind of telling you to enjoy Doll Man as like a straight
Yeah.
film. They're like, we want you to get into this. Whereas I think with trauma movies, it's like, look at this ridiculous silliness. There's a lot of lamp shading, as they put it. I think this film wasn't excluding you from taking it seriously if you wanted to. They treated it seriously, at least like on script. The comedy, if you will, comes from just how low budget it is and just how you just see all the seams, you know. It was still funny in that regard. Like I was amused.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly amused.
It seems like the characters don't know they're in a ridiculous movie, but you know you're watching a ridiculous
Right.
movie because it's so bad
Yeah.
around them. I like that weird dichotomy.
Yeah, I don't think like a badass little teenager who's looking for something like dark and fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't think they're watching The Mean One and are like, hell yeah, dude. I think they're bummed.
Yeah.
Whereas I think, you have to just be into really low budget movies that I cannot stress enough should not be in a theater. Think about a ticket to see this costs as much as a ticket to see Black Adam. Where are you going to spend your $13? The movie that costs $13 to make? Or
Yeah, this is like a move. Like they look at Terrifier and they're like, how can we 36x some other movies? You know what I mean?
I'll go to my grave defending. The Terrifier was a labor of love. I think they were really trying.
At the very least, you can appreciate the practical effects, right?
Yeah.
This one, what did you appreciate?
Oh,
I appreciate the CG blood. It looks really bad.
I mean, I guess if I'm to like try to pretend or over intellectualize maybe this, it is kind of cool to see a movie this cheap in the theaters. A win for independent genre cinema.
But there's good independent movie.
Well, this isn't a good independent movie. This is genre. This is exploitation in its purest form. Like, get their fucking tickets and bilk them out of their money. And I mean, how many years worth of like the demon that spit blood, the gore, don't go in the house with the blood in the bait, those kind of movies are all about like the most horrifying shit you'll ever see. And then it's really fucking boring, but there's a charm in the con of it all.
The carny aspect.
Yeah, that's kind of what I felt this was in terms of like, this is a dark movie. This is going to mess you up. That was the marketing was very straight faced, and technically it was. I don't know. I don't have like, I've always wanted to see a real dark take on the Grinch. Like if I wanted to see a real, genuinely well done, horrifying take on a Dr. Seuss character, I would be really bummed on this movie. But since I just along for the ride, kind of.
That's how I went into it. But it's interesting you bring up the economics again, because one of the things I was pondering as I was looking around, I was like, okay, like I recognized some of the people.
Right.
I was like, I think these are unlimited members as well, right? So this movie technically didn't make hard sales on this showing.
Right.
I'm like, okay, but every month we pay $23.
Yeah.
But we see probably 12 to 15 movies. So I'm like, do they prorate?
Yeah.
Like per movie, say, okay, give $3 to.
Do you have an answer for that?
I don't.
See, I assume this is pure fan fiction here.
Yeah,
folks.
let's go.
Because remember that, what was that Movie Pass thing? Was it called Movie Pass?
Yeah, Movie Pass.
Okay, so that company failed bad.
Oh, yeah.
Because they were paying the full price of the movies. And I think they were kind of trying to go off of the gym membership model where it's like, you'll pay a subscription, but you'll end up seeing less movies. They were also going on like, basic tech startup things, which is, here's an idea, go
Get
forth,
investors. Yeah.
figure out the money part later. But at some point they're like, no, you still have to pay $8 a movie. If someone watches 100 movies, that's person's going to cost you $800 a month. And like, I don't know, people are watching 100 movies, but I assume Regal stuff works similarly, where they probably have to pay the studios for each ticket because they're pretty pedantic about, scanning your thing and going in. They're not just like, oh yeah, you're free, go wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
They're like, no, where are you sitting? What showing are you seeing?
Yeah.
Nope, we're not going to let you watch this. You're too late, whatever. So I think they keep a ledger.
So they're taking a bath on us.
I think there is probably a likelihood of the gym membership model where I think people aren't going to indiscriminately watch every goddamn movie that comes out the local theater. If I was just, again, pulling numbers out of my ass here, I would say maybe like 3 to 4 times a month would be the average times people go to movies, which kind of balances out.
Yeah.
And I could see people hitting 3 or less movies a month in reality, and also forgetting that they're subscribed and just like, oh yeah, I'm unlimited here, but there's nothing I want to see right now. So why would I go to see the movies if there's nothing I want to see? Fools. And I think the real underline it 5 times win, and why they can do it for like the Regal Unlimited and just pay some studio $8 per ticket is because they're killing it on concessions. They actually profit off of the concessions. So you go to see the movie for free, they pay the full price ticket, sans, of course, your subscription fee. But bro, a $10 thing of popcorn, like how in the red are they
for sure.
that? If you buy
2 large popcorns a month, which is, I think, conservative if we're talking about
$10-ish.
the amount of movies we see a month, which is something in the vicinity of
12 to 15.
Yeah, 12 to 15.
Yeah.
Like, and on the low end, if you buy 2 things of popcorn, that's 2 buckets of popcorn you're not going to buy if you weren't going to the theater every time. I think even if they're reimbursing the mean one for everyone that watches it, they sell a couple sodas.
Yeah.
That's why that movie pass thing failed, is because I don't think they could pad out what they have to pay to the studios with concession profits, whereas I think Regal can.
I'm definitely curious. Like,
Yeah.
like, how does this
And
work in capacity?
I'm so angry if the movie studios don't realize what a service theaters provide for them. Like,
Yeah.
I know they have this fantasy of everything being streaming and ... profit,
It's not working that way.
it's in everyone's interest that the Regal stays open. I know we're like weirdly fixated on it, and most people are, casual enthusiasts, but I really don't want to live in a world where like there's not a dumbass theater playing stupid, shitty movies and selling garbage food constantly. I don't want that model to go away, and I fear that it will. But like, man, I really hope that studios, like, whatever deals they got to cut, it's like on the $5 movie nights, on the $3 movie nights.
Oh, they crush.
They crush. So someone needs to break here. Figure out like, all right, maybe whatever the theaters have to pay the studios per film, lower that number. Keep this thing afloat, because like, it's a fucking really sad world to think about. A world where you can't watch great films like The Mean One in the theater with people coughing and talking at full volume. I don't want to live in that world.
There's definitely like movies where, that aspect adds. I forget what movie I was watching recently, but I was sitting there, I was watching on the big screen, and I go, I can't replicate this at home, that feeling. I know that's so corny, but like, I definitely felt that. Oh yeah, that would suck. Like, if that wasn't an option.
Yeah, whatever it is, like, keep the doors open, keep it going, and I guess we're off rails here.
Oh yeah, about the movie, y'all got it.
Yeah.
I have notes, but I don't know.
Dylan, why don't you give us some notes?
What's... All right, straight to Tubi quality off the bat.
Shout out Tubi.
This is awesome.
Oh no.
They are really driving home that Deputy Goldstein is Jewish.
Yeah. That got weird.
God, every scare is a jump scare. Obvious ones too. Still annoying, but this is still awesome. 2 jump scares in under 1 minute. The same CGI blood over and over. This just looks like a Channel Awesome movie, to be honest. If it really
Icons.
did. Hey,
Icons. No,
you gotta admit.
you're not wrong.
Yeah, it was like...
As someone who's consumed a lot of Channel Awesome content, still somehow regularly consumes Channel Awesome content, let me tell you, the good comparison.
This is fucking awesome. The CGI snow effect is Chef's Kiss.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah, when she was in the mountains.
It's so random. Yeah.
Dr. Zeus. Finch, I just realized that this isn't canon. Fuck Halloween. This is what Laurie Strode wanted to be.
What?
It's when she started like working out.
Oh, that scene?
Yeah. She's like,
you could be ready for combat in about 2
a
days.
week. Yeah, whatever. Extend the night. Burn in a pyre. Great takes. Keep it. That's when that mayor lady that's what she said. Dr. Zeus, who looks like Santa, says, oh, 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 like Santa saying, oh, oh, oh. This movie is fucking awesome. The guns painted like candy canes. It's a nice touch. They blew up the tree and the star looked like it got the CGI blood effect. Wait, if this is Christmas Eve when he died, how did the entire town get Christmas decorations up so quickly? Like, we are literally less than 24 hours since the mean one died and the whole town is dressed up and the wounds are healed. That guy's like leg from the bear trap's fine. He's just kind of like barely limping. I thought it was like a year later.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny. And I was like, the person who produced it played the mayor, and it really shows. This movie's really good. 5 out of 5.
No, I was just remembering how funny it is that it's like, don't do anything Christmas.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
one thing. Don't ring a bell. It doesn't
Just
matter
immediately murked.
Yeah, you didn't mean to ring a bell. You were not trying to ring a bell, but you did it, and now your head goes in a box.
Yeah, that was fucked. He like just hits a sleigh bell on accident, and all of a sudden, bam, dead. He is there, like waiting.
So is our heart growing 2 sizes? Are we decorating for the Grinch, or are we? Or no, I keep saying it. Are we decorating for the mean one, or are we turning off the lights and just having no Christmas cheer? Me personally, I'm putting up the Christmas lights. Obviously, given that you go into it with the right expectations, probably watching it on like your phone. You don't need to see it in the theaters, but if you do, it's a nice bonus.
Say do see it in the theater so you can get the full effect.
The full low resolution effect.
And so that you can be scared when she comes around a corner, bring, and then she turns around, bring. Like she doesn't even do anything.
I know, it's just sounds.
And like from the beginning, I was like, dang, this girl is like, is she a gymnast or something? She's like buff. And then it made sense when she was doing the training montage. Yeah. I was like, oh no, she's just some CrossFit lady. It's just how she is. She was born to do this particular role.
A very specific role.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna take this really nice box, right? It's wrapped. It's like all the corners are crisp. Like the tape
I don't
job.
like to hear this Christmas wrapping
You know what
thing.
I mean?
I'll
Like
say right now, this is very dangerous.
All the folds are symmetrical, and it's gonna go over to XYZ Films, right? And they're gonna be like, "What's this?" They're gonna open it up. They're gonna find nothing but coal for me because I fucking hated this movie. I thought it sucked, and I'm mad at XYZ Films for putting it in theaters so that I had to go see it.
Thank you, XYZ Films, for putting this in theaters so that we could all go see it with the guy who was dying of coughing and the guy who was on his phone the whole time. Dylan?
Yeah, I'm decorating. I'm gonna send them a similar gift, but it's gonna be money. Here you go.
Give them money?
I'm gonna produce their next film with money.
You'd be like the big old investors. They'd be like, "You have $20?"
When they show the Patreons, my name is gonna be one of the biggest.
Very clearly, there's a lot of like crowdfunded people like donate X amount of dollars and you'll be in the movie.
Yeah.
Possibly as just a license for like a missing camper, but whatever. You're in the movie.
You think our boy was in it?
Cool Duder?
Yeah.
So for the listeners, Cool Duder is a vlogger from North County, San Diego, where we are from. He's a hero and a legend, and we love him. And he's also acts in a lot of movies, but I don't think he was in this movie.
You don't think?
No.
He saw it. We know by his Instagram.
God, that's so cool. Tell him more about that.
That was Violent Night. Or was it the mean one? No, he saw the mean one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be remarkable if he saw Violent Night.
Yeah. No, he saw the mean
insane
one
that he
too
saw
in the
mean
same
one.
theater, but a different day. And, we missed him. But
I'd be so juiced to be in the theater with Chauncey Phillips.
of course.
Cool Duder.
I would want to, I'd actually run up to him like, dude, I'm actually a big fan.
Yeah, we would fanboy out.
We
over
watch-
Chauncey.
Oh, is that the guy that like goes into stores and then pulls out like DVDs and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Familiar?
I would legit fanboy and be like, yeah, I heard your, like, the way I discovered you, I heard that song you made like 10 years ago. And like, ever since then, I've just been watching your films. Or watching your, I'll call them films.
I didn't make the connection till like well after the fact, but I saw a guy at 24 Hour Fitness like talking to some people, and they were just like, "Oh, so what are you doing? You have any roles coming up?" He goes, "Oh, I was in this, and I have this happening, and this and that." And I was like, "Oh, maybe it's like a local, like some like small time actor or something." I don't know. I'm really bad at recognizing people or whatever. And after days later, I was like, "Oh fuck, that was Cool Duder."
Yeah.
And he was definitely talking about the kind of roles that he gets. The people that know that he's acts and stuff.
I got to start going to that gym.
I don't know if he still goes. COVID messed everything up.
That's true.
So who knows?
We did find out through his videos that he goes to that. Anyway, shout out Cool Duder.
Shout out Cool
Big
Duder.
fan.
Big fans.
Did that Winnie the Pooh movie come out already?
Not yet.
Blood and Honey.
The trailer came out.
What if Blood and Honey comes out and it's as shitty as this movie?
I'll be happy.
I'll make sure I go with you guys because there's no pain worse than watching this shit by yourself. Like I fucking hated it.
If it's any consolation, we got a lot of joy from the idea of you watching this by yourself. Brent, we thought about that.
And then midway through going, you know what I should download? Solitaire.
It really kicked in for me that it'd be funny when those other 40-something-year-old men were by themselves watching that movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's going to be funny if Brent actually watched this film by himself.
Well, because like you did a good job of making me think that it doesn't completely suck. So I was like, yeah, I'll go fucking.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's just fucking with you constantly. Everyone's entire relationship with Dylan is just a huge Andy Kaufman-esque bit. Weird.
I liked the film. I thought you would have liked it.
Okay, so to give context, Dylan sent me like something that was on apparently. Okay, be real with me.
Yes.
Was this actually on Regal's?
Yeah, it was an ad that got to my phone.
Okay, so yeah, on Instagram, on Regal, or via Regal, there was an ad where it looks like a theater, which is not a Regal theater, is packed with people looking toward a screen. And Dylan was like, yeah, man, our fucking theater's half full of people, like, tell me how your screening goes. And I was like, what the fuck? All right. I was like, yeah, I understand that, like, that Grinch is really popular. I understand that Dr. Seuss, like, still popular even though he's canceled, So I was like, well, maybe, like, we'll have, like, a lively crowd when I go. Nope. 3 dudes in their 40s.
Brent, there's Mean One fever. You got to get out there.
Yes. You know what's funny about that ad? I think it takes place in some, like, horror movie convention because it cuts to people like interviewing people that just watched it. So it's like some girl dressed like Wednesday Addams, and she's like, "Yeah, I liked that movie a lot. It was scary." And then it cuts to like other people. Like it was just like, this is such a fuck commercial for a bad movie.
No, the Winnie the Pooh one has to be like. There's too much hype on it. It has to like take
it's got to deliver on a level. Yeah.
This is great. God, I just love it. Just bait and switch, just like teasing people, selling them on the premise. This is classic exploitation shit right here. I am very pleased with this film.
This should have had John Lydon come up at the end. You ever get a feeling you've been swindled?
God, I wish there was more movies like this coming out.
What's the movie we saw recently? It's like old though, and there's a girl and she paints something and it becomes real. You know what I'm talking about?
In theaters?
No, we watched it here. But it's like, I don't know, there's a dad. I thought it was a Christmas movie.
Slowly coming to me. Keep going though.
I don't know, because you only find out later on that she has painted this, I don't know, this world or something, but it doesn't make any sense.
Was that it was a video of that guy talking about a video he saw. Do you remember that? It was like a YouTube video. It wasn't, We didn't watch the movie. We watched a summary of the movie.
Yeah.
What?
It was called Daddy Can't Dance.
Oh, yeah, and he break dances.
Yeah.
That's the one.
I'll show you the video.
Are you sure you're not thinking about Rev Run's Nutcracker?
No, that's another classic Christmas
That was
film.
a great, I give that one a 10 out of 10.
No, I think this was like a video essay on like, this is the most insane fucking film I've ever seen. It's called Daddy Can't Dance.
Yeah, and it features a dad who breakdances.
Yeah, and it all takes place in the realm of a paint world.
Okay, that's the style of acting that I was thinking about. I'm like, yeah, this is, well, I wouldn't say a Tubi original because we saw Terror Train, the Tubi original, and it was good.
What was our Tubi original that we saw, Dylan?
First-person shooter.
You watched that?
Yeah, you saw it?
Oh no, I saw the trailer.
I think
it was awesome.
I think I call that softcore porn acting.
Yeah, okay.
You know what's funny about first-person shooter? There's an actress that's in that film who's in Violent Night as the Sugar Plum Fairy. Like that was her code name. She was like the hacker lady. She's in that film as like a sidekick.
There you go.
So it's Tubi movies, they bring real great actors. They shine lights on them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Brent.
Hey, Dylan.
Hey, is there anything interesting happening right now or what?
Funny you should mention that. I thought, since you're such a fan of scary movies, that we should maybe like catch up on what we know so far about 2 of perhaps your favorite franchises.
Hold on. I'm not going to let you get this by. Scream is not Dylan's favorite franchise. I
said perhaps.
I barely know Dylan to like Scream. Scream is objectively your thing. You are
Mine?
Yes.
How? When?
Wes Craven.
More than anyone else in this house, you are
Bullshit.
the Scream fan. No.
I'm a Scream fan?
You've seen every movie.
5.
That
Have you
makes
seen
me a
all 5?
fan?
Pre-Movie Master, you saw the new Scream movie in the theater.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. Sorry.
Fuck. Hey, Brent. Yeah, Brent.
Yeah.
We're going to get you caught up on everything we know so far about the new Scream movie. Okay, Brent, go ahead. Anyway, the new Scream movie is reported to be, quote unquote, 100 times gorier than any previous entry. Directors Matt Bertinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette kept requesting more blood mist and sweat effects while filming, much to the dismay and concern of some of the producers, but apparently they reined it in.
Those are R-rated movies, though, right?
Yeah, they are. But they've had a degree of camp to them.
Right.
This one, they're saying not campy. They're saying it's going to be absolutely brutal.
We're serious.
Very serious.
Gritty reboot.
Yeah, Ghost. It is because if you recall, as we've updated listeners so far, Neve Campbell is out. She requested some money. They said, we don't want to give you money. Even though you've been in
Some money.
This mask guy is a star. You're not the star.
This mask guy that changes every single, installment. And yeah, speaking of the mask guy, he's said to be considerably more violent and sadistic in this one. They're taking it out of Woodsboro and they're moving it to New York City.
Okay.
The concept being, if you're being attacked and you're screaming in New York City, nobody's gonna come and to your aid or assistance.
It's
whatsoever.
Ghostface Takes Manhattan. Do
Yeah.
they call him Ghostface?
Yeah, they do
Okay.
call him. Do they call him that in the movie though?
That's like the fan.
That's how he's
pick.
known. But I
I
don't
don't,
know.
I don't. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
As the biggest fan of Scream in
Yeah,
this room,
Brent
I
playing down.
I literally,
don't know.
I literally have no idea what they call it.
Being the
I know
biggest
they.
fan.
I know there's like a fake lore in it, as in their lore is the same as our lore, but then they're different people.
Yeah, they have Stab, which is the movie within
Yeah,
the
yeah,
movie, and then it gets so convoluted with all that. But yeah, since Neve Campbell isn't coming back, they've got Melissa Barrera, who played Sam Carpenter in the last one. I saw that movie. I don't remember.
Is she the main girl?
I don't know.
Well, if they weren't in an escape room tournament of champions, I don't give a
Exactly.
shit.
So, anyways, that's going to see a March release. And here's what we know so far about Saw 10. It's going to be
Hell yeah.
directed.
It's in
by-
space. It's in space. It's in space. It's in space.
Wait, directed by Chris Rock?
You know the director, Kevin Gruder. We
Oh,
talked
that's right.
about
You
that.
kept
Saw
saying that.
6 and Saw the final chapter. Edited the first Saw movie.
Yes.
Edited Jigsaw. Okay,
Yes.
we've established that. They've cast some people. I'm going to start with people that we don't know yet. So we've got Sonovi Makandi Lund. She was in the Ragnarok TV series, which
you
has
serious?
nothing to do with. You know her?
Fucking love Ragnarok.
Okay, well, the blonde lady from Ragnarok is going to be in this.
Fuck yeah.
We don't
Yeah,
know
go
what
on.
she's doing yet.
Keep
We
going.
got Stephen Brand from Sandman
What?
is going to be in it. Can you believe that shit?
Dude.
Bro,
Wait, is it Sandman
he in?
himself?
I have no idea.
Oh, he's just from someone who's
He's
in
in- yeah.
Sandman. There's a lot of people in Sandman. Patton Oswalt's in Sandman. You
Is
can't just say-
Sonovi Lund
If it's not
Ragnarok?
Sandman,
Patton
it's not,
Oswalt is now Saw 10.
Dylan, are you ready for this one? Michael Beach, who's in Dahmer, he's in it.
Whoa.
Is he Dahmer or is he just from
No,
Dahmer?
he's not Dahmer. He's from Dahmer.
Listen,
Quicksilver.
Michael Beach happens to be a black fella.
So he's just one of the guys that Dahmer eats, right?
I never watched the show. I don't know what the hell happened.
I think he is one of the victims.
Who is? Yeah, I don't know who he is in any context. Okay, but here's the real shit. All
Yeah,
right,
okay,
we're
I'm ready.
messing around.
Listen.
Okay, it's in space.
Dylan,
Tobin Bell.
your girl Shawnee Smith is back.
Who's that?
I paid for a cameo.
I'm just playing.
To send you. Okay, so
I know
she's back.
she's hell yeah.
Presumably
man.
is Amanda Young. And you know what? I've been yanking your chain the entire time. Tobin Bell is back as John Kramer.
Jesus
it's official.
in Saw 10.
In Saw 10.
So when does this take place? Did
I
they
don't
mention
know.
that at all?
I don't know.
The
This is-
future.
This again. This
Far in
is
the future.
Pre-Jigsaw.
This is what we know so far. All right. So now that you know that Tobin Bell's going to be
He's
back,
like a
Shawnee
fucking
Smith is back.
dinosaur at this point.
Yeah. Give me your latest. Give me your latest mega fan theory.
They resurrect.
Yeah, like, is this a gritty reboot?
I can see it's like when Jason comes back from that one movie where the lightning hits the grave and he just like pops out.
Yeah.
Like, I just assumed that this was going to happen at this point.
There's weirdly like no supernatural element to Saw, right?
No, it's all like
Not yet.
real world.
But then again, like with Scream, they never went to New York City, but now they are.
Yeah, why can't they like just introduce that shit now? Just
Well, I don't
have
know.
the lightning.
That's
hit
what I'm saying. It's
have a seance and bring them back and all that kind of stuff.
my fear or my thoughts would be like in the movie Jigsaw when they show him and he's like as old as he's ever been in the Saw film,
But it's supposed to take place before
the first one. My fear is that they're gonna be like, oh, this is like when he's like fucking dying from cancer.
He got one last lick in before.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because like if you look at him in Saw 1 and 2 and 3 when he's alive versus in Jigsaw when he's like 20 years older than the first movie at that point, he's like way more sick looking because he's just older. So it's like, okay, that makes sense, but then how come in 1, 2, and 3 he's like regular, like the way we see him, which is normal, and he's more like, you know, he has like muscle or fat on him compared to when he's older and he's skinny as hell. So I don't know. I fear that they're just gonna use him back into being like
Even
flashbacks, just flashbacks where he's older
Than he was in the original movies.
I'm hoping. I hope that's not the case. I'm hoping it's just his voice being used. He's like, I'll come back to just do my voice. And
I've
that's, like,
said
the
time
thing.
and time again, the worst thing they ever did was kill that guy because he's a really good part of the
It's the best, but
series.
it's the worst, but the best. Because the best is that they
'Cause
just
then
flash back all the time.
Because the actual dumbest is that they like lost a really convincing actor for this role, kind of like the only guy that could play the role. The best is that they had to do the mental gymnastics they have to do to reverse engineer this one ray of light in this franchise back in the franchise, even though they absolutely objectively killed him.
Yeah, that's like my favorite part of those series is that they always allude that he's back. Like, is John Kramer actually back? And then he's dead.
Yeah.
They buried him. They cut his neck. Everything. He's been dead. And they're always afraid that the supernatural take is that he's alive. But really, they're just flashing back for us to know that 5 years before he died, he was fucking with a guy that was part of the health insurance.
And then traps were set.
Yeah, and then the traps were... He apparently he just has files on people that he wants his minions to kill.
I take it back. You're 100% correct in that whatever gives us incognito John Kramer. How do you do, fellow kids? John Kramer
Yeah,
with the
Eminem
hoodie
Kramer.
and
Yeah.
the backwards hat.
Yeah.
Whatever brought us that moment of cinematic glory, like justified, no
Yes.
matter what.
Yes.
Okay,
They're-
so they dug him up. That's what it is. That's why he's gonna look old and skinny, and they're gonna be like, "Oh no, he's back," but it's gonna be somebody just puppeteering him and like just having him on a screen.
Well, in Jigsaw, they do dig his grave back up because they thought he was alive, and they're like, "Well, we're gonna prove it to the public. He is not alive. He is dead." Then they open the casket, and there's nothing in it. So
Okay.
it's like, or no, nothing's not in it. It's some guy that was in the hospital
So
that
not
they
him.
killed.
Swap the body.
Yeah, they swapped the body. So like that the doctor man killed earlier. It's so fucked.
All right.
So who knows what happened to that body?
What if?
Yes. ...
It's a twin that we didn't know about.
Tobin has a twin, but he's really old. I guess it could take place now and be like,
yeah, and he's
my
just-
brother died 20 years ago.
He had a plan. He put me in charge of it. I didn't do it till now. I'm
Yeah.
just starting it. I'm
Fuck it.
so
I'm so
fine with
bored.
that. Because again, he is a good character. Like we joke about these movies, some more than others in this room joke about these movies, but like he's a really good actor for that role. He does a really good job. And I am so fine with just saying that he's a twin. Clone, what the fuck ever. Just get this guy
Clone.
back. Get this guy
Supernatural
back
clone.
doing
Aged,
simple,
ultra aged.
plain, normal traps all day long and just put out a movie a year. It's Halloween, it's Saw, and it's Tobin Bell, and he's trapping people and he's teaching them life lessons. And it can be his twin, it can be his resurrection, it can be a clone. I don't care. Just get this guy back in the role. Come on.
I'd rather
man.
take it as flashbacks at this point. I'd rather him just be like,
you want the lore.
Man,
you want him
I'm-
to be
yeah.
true to the
I
lore.
want him to be dead, but he's flashback.
Like dead ass, I'm so sold on your concept of him being AI in space. That's actually really good.
AI would be so fine. Why not? I know. Again, I don't give a shit what you have to do. Just put him back in the role. But you want who was the cop that was the real Jigsaw for all those movies?
The cop or the doctor?
The cop,
Detective Hoffman.
Detective Hoffman. Like
Hoffman.
you want like Hoffman lore.
Yeah. Well, Hoffman lore is throughout 4 through 7, and then he dies in 7. Supposedly, because he gets locked in the first room from Saw 1.
But do you want him to build off of like that stuff and like?
I want to learn more about the doctor from the first movie who's in Princess Bride.
And if I recall, like Dylan has also cited there being a wax tape, maybe that's like kind of like hanging out there that needs to be played or something like that.
No, in Saw 3 he swallows a wax tape, but you don't know that till Saw 4.
Oh, okay. So the all right, that tape's already handled.
Yeah, and the Detective Hoffman got.
Oh, but there are. I think he said there's 2 people that you need to know about, like what happened.
Yeah, so in the end of Saw 7, there's 2 pigmen that come out with the doctor from the first movie, and they kidnap Detective Hoffman.
Yeah.
And it's like, who are
twin.
those minions? Huh?
One of them was his twin.
Oh, can Dr. Hoffman have a twin too?
Yeah,
I just need to go twin mania.
Everyone's back.
Yeah.
Detective
Everyone has a twin.
Hoffman's like 20 years older than the last time too.
I think the happiest I'll ever be in a movie theater is when Dylan realizes that he was on top of all the loose ends, and then they finally address them, and he's like, "I fucking told you."
I kind of hope when I watch it, no one's there so I can scream. Like
That's why I want to be there.
yes, yes. Like Halloween, like when we saw Halloween Ends, like I want no one there so I can scream at it
Yeah.
and like say I was right or like they should have done this.
Because Spiral was kind of like a false victory, right? Because it was like a Saw movie that wasn't a Saw movie.
Yeah, it was cool, but like, I want the John Crane. I want the nonsense.
Remind me, when we saw Spiral, were there other people in?
There were some people there.
Okay, yeah.
From what I remember.
Yeah, but this has got to be the most Saw movie, right?
Yeah, I want it to be because Jigsaw. At least they gave me Tobin Bell walking around,
Yeah.
and it's like the stupidest fucking twist ending. But like, I'll eat that up. I don't hate Spiral. I'm just saying, Jigsaw versus Spiral. Jigsaw is better because it's just stupid.
Yeah.
Where Spiral's like a little too serious, but I
Yeah,
don't
it was
mind
serious,
it.
and then it had like Chris Rock doing a stand-up bit for
Yeah.
15 minutes.
It was just too self-contained. The whole like the batshit crazy parts of Saw are them trying to like reverse engineer their shit into
Yeah.
continuity.
Yeah.
So like, but Spiral was removed from all that, so you don't have like 25% of the film explaining who a background character was.
Yeah.
Is Spiral its own thing? Like, would you have to have seen other Saw movies to know what was going on?
No, because
And-
it's like they're finding that there's like a copycat killer in a separate city than the city where Saw takes place in. It doesn't take place in the city where Saw takes place in, right?
Supposedly. That's the thing. That's the beauty about Saw. It's just whatever. It's in the city.
Yeah, but I thought
I don't know. I think they know it exists. But I think if you were just like, I don't know what Saw is, I'll watch Spiral from the Book of Saw. I think you're fine. Just it's very 70, like 7, the movie.
Yes.
Oh, they're talking like Chloe.
No. Like it's very like it's like 7. You don't need to know much of the lore. You can just kind of learn from the guy getting his tongue taped up to the ceiling of a train track, and then a train's coming at him, and he has to jump off. So,
I so love Chris Rock just sitting around watching these Saw DVDs, like super intent. It's like, we need to do another one.
yeah,
fucking
and then like going
my
to a
name on the
wedding
line.
and like walking up to someone like, I want to do the next Saw film, please.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it came about because of him.
Yeah, no, that's like Chris Rock being a deep Saw head is like the coolest part about Chris Rock. That is a really great Chris Rock factor.
Yeah, Dylan, since you're so deep in the Saw community, have you heard any rumblings about any more like stories like that that might be happening? Because you know how they said, what was the name of the movie? It was Spiral from the Book of Saw. Are there other chapters from the Book of Saw that we might see?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Like they don't Spiral from the Book of Saw.
Yeah.
The book is like the first time it's ever been mentioned.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
that's like the second piece of literature in the Saw series ever mentioned. The first piece of literature is from Saw, not 7. Fuck, it might be 6 or it might be 7. But there's a guy that wrote a book about being in a saw trap and surviving. but he wasn't in the traps. He just
Right.
made up a story.
Stolen Valor.
Stolen Valor.
So that's the first like mention of a book. But like, you know,
But that doesn't even tie. Yeah.
yeah, it's not even really talking
Yeah, it's
about
not
like, so
connected.
Jigsaw does this and Jigsaw does that. It's like, oh, I survived. I had through power and will, I survived this trap, this game.
I mean, there's notebooks and stuff like of
I guess John Kramer.
yeah,
Or
but
John-
it wasn't
or-
like a bound book.
Yeah. But they never really mention it. He has like books of devices.
They need to have like a Necronomicon-esque book of Saw as a character. Like it'd cut your hands if you picked it up.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's Saw's cool.
I agree.
All right, Dylan. I normally we take us out and you tell us about the next movies, but this time just send everyone a good holiday message.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Whatever you're celebrating, to celebrate it.
Unlimited.
Ho, 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 everybody. Hope you enjoyed this holiday episode with holiday cheer. And we hope you have a fun and a cinema-filled holiday from wherever you're listening to this. And also have a Happy New Year, too. You probably deserve that. Anyways, you stupid motherfuckers. Bye.